Hi YouTube, I am back with cut and chat number 2. I did get a couple questions on the video last week and on my Instagram, so I thought I would just answer those. Also, I had this video saved and I have been wanting to film new stuff, but last weekend was super crazy, so I didn't get a chance. So check out cut and chat with me number 2 and make sure you leave a question below. For the next one, I did get a fresh stack of magazines, so I should be doing another harvest soon. So if you have any questions about collage, paper, journals, zines, art, ephemera, anything, leave it below so I can answer it in a future cut and chat. And yeah, I'll see you Thursday with a new video that is fancier than this. Thanks. Now, interesting fact, you might notice some of the stuff that I am trimming in today's video from a collage harvest video that I did back in September when I kicked my YouTube channel back into gear. I did a harvest video of an Elle magazine, and that is where most of this stuff comes from. So if you watched that harvest video, you might see some stuff you recognize. The first question that I got that I wanted to answer is from my dear friend Manira, and she asked, how do you know when a piece is finished? This is a really, really good question. Basically, I would say that when I'm working on a piece, a collage piece, I will lay out all of the pieces before I glue anything down and just kind of arrange without doing any gluing. And that makes me feel a lot more confident about the piece actually being finished when it does come time to glue it down. Because when you do that, you don't glue the pieces down right away. You give yourself the freedom to change it like 80 million times. And I feel like that helps more because I'm able to see it in so many different ways, in so many different combinations, move stuff around, remove stuff, and add stuff without that pressure of it being glued down and risking that it'll get damaged. So that's really the only answer I can come up with, because besides that, it's like, you just know is my only other answer. You just know. So yeah, good question. I also got a question on the previous video. Summer Artist asked, what places do you like to go? And like, what do you like to do there? That was a good question. I don't know. I like to go to the library. I work in a library, but I still like to go to the library anyway. I like going to, there is a Goodwill somewhat close to me, not really, that sometimes has books, and I love nothing more than just like going there and looking for collage stuff. I also love going to Target. Like one of my favorite things, and I don't even have to buy stuff anymore. I love to go to Target and put headphones on and have a podcast, especially if like one of my favorite podcasts has come out, and just walk around Target with headphones in listening to a podcast. To me, there is nothing better than that. That is my perfect day. Especially if I have an iced coffee with me. Like, again, I don't even have to buy anything. Just walking around, looking at stuff, and listening to a podcast, pure joy. So that's definitely what I like to do. And Summer Artist also asked, do I like graphic novels? I do. I definitely do. I will admit some what do you call it, ignorance there. I don't know a ton about them. But I do like what I have read. I'm trying to think of one that I've read. This is so random, but I read a graphic novel a while back called Pedro and Me. I'll put it on the screen, but it's actually written by one of the cast members of The Real World San Francisco from the 90s. The person, he was not a character, he was a person. Pedro, that was on that show, was like one of the first openly gay people on TV, on reality TV. Reality TV was still in its like infancy at that time, and he sadly, he had AIDS, and he sadly passed away after the filming, but the comic book was just kind of about like meeting him and their friendship and that experience, and then being with him until the end. It was just a really beautiful graphic novel. I think when I read graphic novels right now, I tend to lead towards like the biographical or nonfiction ones, but I'm definitely like wanting to explore more. And then of course I read Star Wars ones, but that's neither here nor there. Another question from Eric: what zines do you read? Another area where I am just like not as with it as I should be. I do have some zine artists that I really like. Will Arnold is a friend of mine who makes awesome zine art and reso prints and stuff. My friend Ryan is a zine maker. He makes really awesome stuff. What else? I'm trying to think. I don't know. I have a lot of like just people that I follow on Instagram. I really love the Glasgow zine library. My boyfriend lives in Glasgow, so I've been there a few times, and I've been to the library, I've been to their festival, and they're just super, super cool. But yeah, I need to do like a big zine haul and get like a bunch of zines and then read them and talk about them. That would be so fun. Okay, next question. Oh, this was actually a question that was on an old video, but I thought it was a really good question, so I wanted to answer it here. Their user was Flossavex7620. Do you ever cut away more than you initially did, or do you work with cutouts as is? So let me explain that better, because I paraphrased their question. So like what I'm doing right now, I'm cutting this person's like lower face. So their question is like, when you do a cutout like this, do you just keep them in your collection and use them as is, or do you ever trim more as you go? And I just really liked that question, because like, yes, I absolutely trim more. It all depends on the piece. I will, especially with faces, sometimes I will save a whole face and then I'll end up cutting out the eyes like I'm doing here, or I end up cutting out, I was collecting like lower faces for a long time, and I made some art with those. I'll put a piece up. And I hope to make more, because I really love that style. Something about that, I don't know, something about that I just love. So yeah, the answer is absolutely. I like to keep the clippings as opposed to the full pages, just for space purposes. But ultimately, like, I will cut things down, I will rip things down more as I go, for sure. Yeah, that's just kind of part of the process. It's just so fun to collect pieces from magazines, to just cut them to shreds. I think I've said this before, but in the recent past, like this year, I would say, I've been getting way more into saving colors and textures and patterns, as opposed to like just people and things and animals and stuff like that. And nature, I usually would save like sky or water, but also now I just save like just pieces of color that I like. And I haven't really used them in the way that I want to yet. I have, but I want to get deeper into it. Like, I'll put a couple pieces up here that I've done that have like just, I kind of call it painting with paper. So I'm using different colors and kind of blending them. I have a commission that I did. I don't think I can show it yet, but as soon as it gets released, I'll put it on my Instagram. But it was that same kind of thing of like painting with paper and color and texture. I've gotten so into that, and I have so much fun with that. But it is also harder to store those bigger pieces. So like this Adele piece, for example, this picture of Adele, like that's an easy thing to save because it's like not super big. But then if I saved like the green that was all around her, which I probably did, it's like kind of just an odd shape, and then I just end up with a lot of it. So I think one of my goals eventually is to go through my clippings and gather the pieces that are just for color or texture or pattern, and kind of store them differently or organize them differently. That's a dream I have, for sure. also get a lot of questions about storing my materials, and I do definitely hope to do a video on this very, very soon. But the one pro tip, I probably said this in last week's video, I say it all the time, I love the 12 by 12 scrapbook paper bins. I get them from Michael's. They're almost always on sale. Usually you can buy like blank amount for a low price or whatever, but they're just the perfect size. They fit pretty much any magazine page size in them, besides like, I don't know, like Hello or Interview, one of those like huge magazines. But besides that, like everything is going to fit in these 12 by 12s, and you can kind of sort them. And then the other good thing about them is that they stack, which is great for space saving. Right now I'm literally doing this voiceover, looking at a box of clippings. The box is completely broken because it's so full. It's like a little cardboard, crappy cardboard box, broken with the pieces just like spilling out of it. Horrible. So I really need to spend some time organizing my stuff, and hopefully I can share that experience with you. By the way, this last piece that I'm cutting out, this face, I just cut like around the ruffle, and I have been staring at it. I don't know how to use it, but I want to use it so bad, and I'm so excited. Wait till you see like what it looks like when it's cut out. It looks so cool, and I'm like, what is the best way to use this piece? Because I do not want to waste it. That happens to me a lot. Like I'll get something and I'll just like love it so much that I'm like, this isn't the right place to use it. Like it's not good enough. I need to save it for the exact right moment. But this is definitely one of those. I love sometimes those fashion editorials. They really have such great stuff. It's just so fun to just kind of mess with it. Yeah, so cool. Anyway, I think we're coming to the end of this video as I cut out this silly, cool face that I'm obsessed with. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope I got some good, explanations of my brain for you. And yeah, make sure, please leave a question in the comments. It can be about art, it can be about journals, paper, zines, collage, anything. Let me know and I will answer in the next cut and chat. So let's take a look. This is the whole collection. This is everything from actually cut and chat part 1 and 2. So that's fun. I hope you liked this, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.